Today we're talking about how to own your dream home fast and easier. That's we have some suggestion for young couple, especially have one or two children and they plan to move into bigger house, but they don't know when they can do that or how they're going to do that, how much they can afford to buy the new home. So I have create a scenario so we can have a look at it together and you may surprise how these things work. Firstly, let's look at these couples with two children and a dog. That's not monkey, that's dog, sorry. The husband is making $80,000 a year full-time and the wife is making $40,000 part-time, look after two children. That's before tax money. And we try to think about, okay, how are they going to upgrade from $750,000 house, or they're currently owing $400,000 to the bank, and they want to move into something 1.5 million, and of course they need to borrow the whole lot because all they have is some equity on the first small house. So how they do that? Traditionally, normally people will do is changing homes. So how to change your home is very easy. When you move from small one to the big one, and you sell the small one, and you live in the big one. So what's your cash flow situation if you do that? If you change your homes, you sell the small one and move into big one, your income after tax is $97,000, and you need to pay the mortgage repayments about $54,000 plus council rent and water. So what's left over for your family? $36,000. $36,000, that's all you have for two adults, two children and one dog. But my strategy is try to keep the both property for 3 years before you move in. So you can rent out the bigger property for 3 years until you really need to go to the big house. 3 years later, maybe children, they need their own room, or at that time, they need to go to the school nearby. So in the first 3 years, let's look at what financial we get. So firstly, you get your net wages, $97,000, assuming there's no change. You will have a net income from this $1.5 million property you're renting out is $35,000. And also you will get a tax benefit from negative gear about $5,000. So total you will bring home $137,000, but you're gonna pay nearly $2 million loan, but we make it interest only. So repayment, the interest is about $53,000. And council rate water for two properties about $12,000. So totally your outgoing is only $65,000. So what's left over? $71,000, nearly $72,000. So that's pretty much like $35,000 more than the traditional way. So imagine this for 3 years. You will pay off your mortgage by over $100,000 in the first 3 years before you move in. So our suggestion is few things you need to be aware how to use the strategy. Firstly, always go with interest only in the first 3 years, because interest only in other language means repayment is your option. So when you have extra $35,000, you chuck it in. But if you don't, then you just keep minimum interest only. It will giving you good cash flow for the family. Secondly, refinance at the 4th years. So that means when you have both house, of course you go interest only, but once you have good time to sell the small one, you refinance into principal plus interest to lower the interest rate, and you can pay it off fast. Buy and sell at different time. We all know the property market just like a surfing wave. So when the interest high, what you do? When the interest high, you buy property because there's no many people buy property. But when interest low, what you do? You sell property. Why? Because everyone's buying property. Then you can sell for a good price. So you can look for interest high period to buy your dream home and rent it out to someone else. And when the market turn good, the interest turn low, you sell your small house to make profit. Don't worry about the tax, because at the time you sell your old home, you only pay capital gain tax when you are renting it out. So that's very small period of time. It's not going to affect too much. Risk control. In this first 3 years, I really suggest you have some insurance to back you up, like income protection or something, just in case something doesn't work properly. So That's it. Thank you.